Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how to solve problems involving equations. So we must create an equation before we find the solution of the problem. Let's have a look at an example. Now, before I start this one, I want to say that there are cases when the students try to find the answer through trial and improvement, which is absolutely fine. If you can find the right solution and if you can show the working out how you came to that solution. But there are cases or questions that are a bit more complicated and is very hard to find a solution that way, and it takes so much time. So I would strongly advise you to create the equation first. Trust me, it makes the work so much easier. So usually the problem will say create the equation and solve the problem. Like this one here, for example, it says Michael gets paid Y pounds per week for his paper round. So Y pound per week, underline this one. After 4 weeks, he gets paid, but £2 is deducted for lateness. Write an expression. Can you see an expression for the amount Michael gets paid? Now the expression is one part of the equation. It's just an expression, so there is no equal sign. The expression for the amount Michael gets paid, so is Y per week, 4 weeks, so it's going to be 4 times Y, okay? 4 times Y or 4Y is the same as 4Y. And it says it gets deducted £2. So it's going to be 4Y take away 2. Now this is the expression that the question wants. Okay, see, there is no equal sign, nothing, is just an expression. So the expressions has letters and numbers, remember. Now, when he opens his pay packet, he finds he has been paid £22. Write a solve equation to find out how much Michael is paid per week. So the equation, you must create the equation to be able to get your full marks if you are in a test position. How much he gets paid per week, it says. So then he gets paid £22. So then we have, now it's time to create the equation. 4y minus 2 equals 22. All right? And then now solve this equation, add 2 on both sides. This is the first step. To cancel, add 2, to cancel the 2 out. And then so we have 4y equals 24. There you go. And then to get rid of the 4, we divide by 4 both sides. Divide by 4, divide by 4. And then so we have y equals 6. Y equals 6. So Michael is paid £6 per week. And if you want to see if you are right, then let's go back to the equation. 6 times 4, 24, take away 2, 22 pounds. So it makes sense. Okay. Now let's have a look at the next question, which is pretty similar to this one. A sports team is taken to a competition in P cars. So another letter is used, or a variable is used in this question. Each car contains 4 members of the team, except for the last car, which only contains 1 member. Now, write an expression for the number of people in the team. Write an expression. So the expression is an expression. It's not an equation yet, so no equal signs. It says 4 members of the team. So we're going to have P cars. So 4P plus, and then one of them it says, so P cars, 4 members for each car plus one team member in the last car. And now the next question says, the manager checks names off as cars arrive and all 17 players arrive. Write the equation to find out how many cars were full. So then we're going to have 4P plus 1 equals 17. Getting rid of the 1 minus 1 minus 1. And then so we're going to have 4P equals 16. Dividing by 4 both sides. Divide by 4. Okay, divide by 4. So P So cross them two out, P equals 4. So P shows the numbers of cars. How many cars? So 4 cars. So remember to write the answers down. 4 cars, and it makes sense. So 17 people, 4 cars multiplied by 4, 16, plus 1 car had only one member, 17 players in total. Okay, next question. 2 years ago, my age was 4 times the age of my son. 8 years ago, my age was 10 times the age of my son. Find the age of my son now, right? So I think is when you work with ages of people, the best thing to do is to draw a number line. So to show the timeline, it just helps. Try not to take everything, to do it everything mentally. So it says 2 years ago. So if we think as we are now, so this is where we are now. This is now, okay? Okay, my age was 4 times, so 2 years ago. So it's going to be 2 years ago. Okay, it's going to be minus 2. And then my age was 4 times the age of my son. 4 times, I'm going to underline 4 times the age of my son. 8 years ago, my age was 10 times the age of my son. So find the age of my son now. So again, we're going to use variables here to create the equation. So I'm going to record or to call the age of my son as X. All right, of my son. Age of my son equals X, and that is now, okay? So age of him now is X. And now, 2 years ago, my age was 4 times the age of my son. 2 years ago, so 2 years ago, so it's going to be X minus 2. This is where I am. So this is how much his age was 2 years ago, X minus 2. And my age is 4 times. So this is me, 4X minus 2. See? Right, and this is 2 years less. Okay? Okay, and then the next bit is 8 years ago. 8 years ago, there we are, 8 years ago. So it's going to be minus 8, X minus 8. Okay, it's from now, minus 8. My age was 10 times the age of my son. So my age is going to be 10 times more. This is where I am. So this is my age 10 years ago. Okay, and this is my age 10 years ago, and this is my age 2 years ago. All right, does it make sense now, this little configuration of the problem, or visualizing the problem? So my age 2 years ago is 4. That multiplies X minus 2, because my son's age is X minus 2. And 10 years ago, my son's age was X minus 8, but my age was 10. That multiplies X minus 8. Now we need to create the equation. Now these are the expressions that we are going to need. So how are we going to do it? Now, can you see this little space here? This little space here of my ages. So my age is 2 years ago, and my age is 10 years ago. So this little, is it 10 years ago? 8 years ago. Sorry, my age 8 years ago. So all this space here make how many years? Because up to here is 2 years ago, up to here is 8 years ago. So this space here makes 6 years. Does it make sense? 6 years. And so now I have to create the equation. So this age here, take away this age here, would make 6. So my age 2 years ago is 4X minus 2. Take away my age 8 years ago, X minus 8 equals 6, because that is the gap between my both ages. Let's solve the equation and see. So here we have for X minus 8 minus 10X plus 80. okay, equals 6. Any like terms? Yes, I have 4x minus 10x make minus 6x minus 8 plus 80 make plus 72 equals 6. So getting rid of the 72, and then so I am going to have, so I'm going to put this one here, minus 6x equals minus 66. So divided by minus 6 both sides, because you need to get rid of the minus 6. Okay, minus 6. And so x equals, so when you divide two negative numbers, you get a positive answer. So x equals 11. So there you go. This is how much my son is now, 11 years old. And then you can write the answer where the answer of a line is 11 years old. Just like that, 11 years old. And try and go and substitute and have a look and see if it makes sense. So 11 take away 2, so he was 9 years here, and 11 take away 8, he was 3 here. Okay, 3 and a 9. And how old was I 2 years ago? I was 9 times 4, so I was 36 here, and here I was 30. See, everything makes sense, everything matched, 30 to 36, 6 years gap, and so on. So there you go. So this is those one of those questions where it's hard to use trial and improvement, but you must create the equation. And whenever you find the answer down, please substitute in the equation and see if it makes sense, or put it in a context. Thank you for watching my steps. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day.